Good morning. It is a little bit before 5 a.m. And Timmy is about to get on the road. So I have this convention thingo today. And I'm working as crew, so that should be fun. As I said, I'm not sure I will actually be able to film today or not. So what I'm going to do is... Sorry, I'm struggling also to see, which is frowned upon. But it's just an issue we've been having with the car recently. Something about its temperature and humidity sensor. So I am just going to wait here and chill and chat for like 3 minutes, but no more than that, because after that 3 minutes I need to go because I'm running a little bit late actually. That way, okay. Yeah, I've just got to defrost the front windscreen. So, 10 to 5. It's an event called Business and Beyond. A whole bunch of different speakers speaking there. I've worked at a couple of these things before. They're great. When I say they're really, really good. Good connections, good experience, good, just people. Good everything. But yes, the only thing is I think from memory they had an issue with like content creation and that sort of thing, which makes sense. They got like a strict no filming policy, so it makes sense that this sort of thing would not be legal, or not allowed. So there is a chance that you will just get me chatting in the car today. But we're gonna have fun regardless, right? So that's me. I'm gonna go because I do need to run now. I will keep you posted and let you know how things go, and if I can film, great. If I can't, I'll tell you all about it. It'll be good. Maybe I'll see you down at one of these things. They do a fair few of them. I forgot my my actual camera, so this is the best we will have today. I'm on my way home. It is 10 to 8 at night. As I suspected, I could not film much, right? It was an incredible day. I really love these sorts of community events, right? Because you get to, it reminds, like, for me in particular, right? Because I work from home, and we live in the country, and it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But those moments where I get to go into the city, into the busyness of the world, and interact with people from completely different walks of life, experience things that I normally wouldn't, learn about things, be in rooms where concepts that I think are crazy are just the norm, it brings a whole new energy to me. Just like the conversations I was having today about stuff that, normally when I bring up topics like that, people go, oh, that sounds scary, that sounds dangerous. And these people I was chatting to today are like, yeah, I did that, it worked out really, really well. It just, oh man, it puts things into perspective, having a change. Again, there's no way in hell that I would move into the city and it would be a permanent thing for me and my life and my family's life. There's no way. But as a novelty, where when I go in, I get to really pay attention and appreciate it, it is like going to an event like that. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I heard Robert from Shark Tank speak, which was brilliant. Always a pleasure to hear Joseph McLennan III speak as well. One of my favorite speakers. He's a neuropsychologist. Brilliant mind. JT Fox was there talking about brand and the importance of brand. We had John Lee, who's a marketing and business automation genius. There were so many other people that spoke as well and added value in their own way. It was a really, really, really good event. Highly encourage you. Hey, look, if there's something that you're considering doing like that's out of your comfort zone, that's not the norm, do it. Because the people that you surround yourself with in times like that might just give you a whole new perspective on some things you've been wrestling with, or a whole new, I don't even know the words to put it into, it's such a breath of fresh air when I interact with I've done crewing at these sorts of events a couple times now, and a lot of the times it's the same people involved, and man, it's genuinely one of my favorite things in the world. I was talking the other day a little bit about I want to try and create a bit more financial stability and freedom. Somebody was talking to me today, like, oh, you volunteering? How did they get you to volunteer? I mentioned, I was 3 hours away, and and it's going to be a 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. day by the time I get home, and they're like, how do they convince you to do that? And I'm like, dude, if I had no need for a job, I'd volunteer for stuff like that all the time. It's honestly, it's such a perspective shift. The value that I got just from conversations, being in a room with ideas like that, it's exactly what I need right now. I've taken a little bit of a break on purpose and for good reason since Charlie's been born. I was a lot more involved in my in the Salesforce community back last year. At the end of last year, I took a step back in a number of ways. Just because I was like, no, look, with my son now being in the world, I want to be here and be with him and experience life with him. I don't want to be constantly working and constantly involved in these things. I needed a break, but now I'm trying to step a little bit strategically back into some of these circles and some new circles. And I think today, this is exactly what I needed to bring my energy back, to give me that perspective shift that I've been sort of trying to build on my own, but now having those people around me today and being in those rooms and having those conversations, it's just, it's really helped. It's really helped. So look, if you get the opportunity to be in one of these events, Success Resources Australia does a whole bunch of them. Highly recommend any of them. They got an evening with Simon Squibb coming up soon. Squibb, if you haven't heard of him. That should be a bit of fun. I think it's like a 6 to 9 p.m. thing. I think it's in Brisbane. Just Google Success Resources, a night with Simon Squibb. And if you have been to an event like that before, why not, when you see sort of new offerings and all that, there's probably going to be a link to crewing. And I find crewing just such a rewarding experience, being able to help out, being able to see behind the scenes, being able to sort of give back to these communities and businesses that have helped me and helped my mind. The value is huge both ways, I feel. But yeah, look, that was my day. Really enjoyed it. I am completely exhausted. I think you can start to hear my voice is going. Yeah, but it was a really, really good day. I spoke with Hannah as well. Hannah has had I've got an eyelash in my eye. It's a terrible time for it. While I'm driving on the highway at nighttime in the rain now. I spoke to Hannah. My mother went up and said hi today to her. She and Charlie just had a nice quiet day at home. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. I think Charlie will be nearly in bed. It'll be nearly bedtime for him by the time I get there. But, tomorrow should be good. Tomorrow's Sunday. Again, it's the Sabbath. I'm going to try not to do too much work tomorrow. I've built a backlog of work, and it's not a good position to be in, and I recognize that. I need to clear my backlog completely. I want to do more. I've always had the workaholic tendency, which, again, I pride myself in my work ethic and my want to do good work, but I need to balance. I need to be focused. I need the work that I do to matter. I need the work that I do be directly tied to the outcomes that I want. Some of the work that I do, I feel like I'm doing because it's something to do. It's something that will add a little bit of value or add a little bit of something towards the outcomes, but I really need to be strategic. So once I've cleared my backlogs, I'm not going to fill them up anywhere near as quickly. Even if that means, for a little while I need to cut back on some expenses, I need to cut back on whatever else. I want to be really, really, really specific about what I take on next. Because I want, even if I had $1 million a month coming in, right? And money was no concern, is my point. Don't worry about the figure. If money was no longer a concern, and I no longer had to work because I have to work, but I got to work. That's what I'm working on in my life. And what I want to do before I can do that is I really want to understand, what does it mean to do meaningful work that I want to do? What I don't want to do is go, right, I've got, 12 hours a day, Monday to Friday. I don't need to worry about the money, so I'm going to fill it with other work that I can do, I'm capable of doing, because it interests me a little bit. That's not what I want to do. That's what I've done in the past, and I feel like that's a negative thing, because, long story short, the concept of opportunity cost. While I'm that busy, and while I've got that many commitments, what if something that is a lot more meaningful pops up in my life, and I can't take it because I've committed to something else that's not so valuable? So yeah, I need to, that's going to be something that I do. While I am going to be cutting back and clearing my workload and my work pipeline, so to speak, my extracurricular work pipeline, yes, I'm going to be cutting it, but no, I'm not going to be replacing it half as quickly. I've got a whole bunch of things that I want to do, and a whole bunch of things that I've been talking about for years that I'm like, yeah, when I finally clear the backlog, I'll get started on this next thing, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be very specific. I'm going to be very disciplined and say no. I've gotten a lot better at saying no over the years. I'm nowhere near perfect. So, yeah, I'm just kind of brain vomiting after today. There's been a lot that's gone through my head. A lot of challenge, which I'm excited for, but equally a lot of new energy. And I want to direct that new energy with precision and with purpose, right? I do not just want to fill my time again. I really want to be specific about what I do next. So that's what I learned today. Again, the summary of my time was, man, those events are so powerful, so powerful. And I highly recommend, if you get an opportunity to go to a business event like that or a personal development event like that, do it. You will not regret it at all. I promise you, you will not regret it. Just a bit of warning, not a warning so much, but a precursor. If you've never been to an event like that before, you may find it a bit sales heavy. I remember the first time I went to an event like that, and I felt like, I wasn't expecting this much in terms of sales. But look at it from a different perspective, okay? Change your perspective away from, I'm trying to be sold to, and more, hey, these are people who have built their lives, spent their lives, their whole energy, their purpose, their obsession has been to become who they are, to learn what they've learned, and to repackage it into something that other people can benefit from at scale. All right? They will put forward opportunities for you to engage with them outside of that event. So they might have a training program, or they might have a wealth creation platform, or a personal development, whatever, right? There's a whole bunch of different things that they may have. That's all it is. Do not feel pressured. They will have offers at some of these events as well. So, at this event only, here's the pricing. You've got to make a decision today. Yes. But just go in with the expectation that may happen. If you're not prepared from the outset, just go to experience it and to learn it and to understand it. Okay? Don't feel pressured. Please don't see it as a negative thing. It's really not. It genuinely is people who have something that they believe will benefit people en masse, and all they're trying to do is get it into as many hands as possible, right? That is sales. Done right, that is sales. They have something they believe in that's valuable, and they want to put it in as many hands as possible. But if you're not ready to buy, don't buy. Don't feel pressured. Enjoy. Take a lot of notes. Learn. But yeah, get yourself along to one of these events if you can. Yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend. Anyway, I've been talking for close to 15 minutes now. So I'm going to go. I've got another, I don't know, a little bit longer to drive, but I will probably wrap the vlog here, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Sabbath. Happy Sabbath.